Alright, so today I'm reacting to this video called 10 plus incredible facts about France from the channel FTD Facts. Unfortunately, it's a very old video, it was uploaded 7 years ago, so you need to tell me in the comment section whether some of these facts that we are learning in facts today are still relevant in 2025 when I'm filming this video. Let's check it out. Links are in the description, by the way. In France, Christmas is a family holiday. You stay home. New Year's Eve is when you go out. Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere like that, no? At least in Europe. I mean, in Italy it's like that too. Alain Duxas.
Je vous servirai avec amour. Vive la République! Vive la France!
Who said that? Which French president said that? Was it Charles de Gaulle?
Europe is a fascinating place that has a diverse amount of languages, culture, and a great economy that fuels the world. Home to some of the oldest locations, battlefields, and buildings. And within this country, there are places of beauty and art, and can be home to a country that has millions of people visit it a year. Welcome to the country of France, a place where many people travel for romance, love, and let's not forget, wine and delicate foods. Hey everybody, what's going on? Dave Wobble here, and welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we generally talk about people, cultures, and places from all around the world. Now, I'm pretty excited to be talking about France because, well, first of all, this is a video that you guys have recommended for quite some time. As a matter of fact, we've had people from like a year ago ask us to talk about France, and we just have not got around to it. But because we're expanding into the European and the Nordic countries, well, we decided that today is going to be the day that we do it. And keep in mind, guys, if this is your first time here on the channel, we always like to take recommendations from you guys. As a matter of fact, if you like this video, we have been dipping into a lot of European countries, like I said, like Switzerland, Germany, and Poland, and even the Nordic countries like Norway, Finland, and Sweden. All good episodes, and you guys should check them out. Because the truth is, you'd be surprised at what you guys don't know about other places that are around you. But either way, let's get talking about France because I'm really excited for this one. Also, quick mention that this video itself 1,000 to 643,000 kilometers square, making it the 43rd largest country in the entire world. Now keep in mind, this is if you include other places that...
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that, like 643,000 kilometers square. That's twice as much as Italy, but France has lots of overseas territory. So I guess the land mass without the... just like continental France is gonna be way smaller than that, no? Maybe about 500,000.
France owns around the world, and it doesn't include Adeliland, which is part of the Antarctic, in which they own. But more specifically, if we're talking about the France that you and I probably know, which is called the Metropolitan France, which is the one that's located in Europe and is kind of considered the mainland, it is roughly 551.
You see, I was almost right. 551. I said 500,000. Okay.
1,695 kilometers square. And although it is known for its hexagon appearance, it is the largest country in all of Europe and the 50th in the world. Now, overall, this country...
What about Russia?
There are approximately 66,991,000 people.
How much did that change in 2025 since the last census?
The countries sit at 21 in the world when it comes to population. But however, as for metropolitan France, it sits at roughly 64,860,000 people as a 2017 estimate, putting it at 22nd in the world. And even when it comes to its metropolitan, its density of people sits at 116 people per square kilometer. But who are all these people? Well, let's look at the demographics of France. In 2004, they estimate that 85% of the population is Caucasian, with 10% being North African and 3.3% being black, while 1.7% were listed as Asian. Now, when it comes to those numbers, keep in mind that those are not official numbers. They are only a rough estimate because actually, and I didn't know this, within France, it's actually illegal, according to its constitution, to collect either ancestry or ethnicity data. Now, as
I've learned about that, to be honest, about a week ago when I was listening to my podcast to learn French, Inner French. I mean, even if you are French, I think that's a very good podcast even if you already speak French and you're a native speaker, he talk about really interesting stuff. He speak a little bit slower, of course, because he has to teach foreigners the language. And he was talking about what does it mean to be a French person. He was saying about this, that the government launched campaigns to like make everyone feel equal, you know, without any distinctions. After especially the France won the World Cup, because many people was like mocking the people, because saying like Africa has won the World Cup for France. Stupid comments like that they were gone in that time. And I know that the government did something according to what the guy said in the episode, but I'm not an expert on that, so you need to teach me more about it in the comment section. But I don't think that's actually in the constitution. I mean, I might be wrong, but yeah, let me know.
For France, when it comes to people, it is also the #1 most visited country in the world. And
That's true,
it has
right?
had this title since approximately 2013, when it had over 82 million people visit the country. And for every single year since then, they've definitely had over 80 million people come in and visit France. However, ironically, it ranks 5th in the world when it comes to tourist spending, and in 2012, the spending from tourism contributed to 77.7 billion euros, making up 9.7% of France's GDP. And the tourism in the country also provides approximately 3 million jobs for all the people of France, which is about 11% of the jobs in the entire country. And one of the main focus points for tourism is, well, Paris, because it is the most visited city in the entire world. And besides this city, there's also spots and structures in the country that are listed as the most visited places on the planet. And these are obviously locations like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre. But however, before getting into that one other reason the country is visited so much is because of its
Mount Saint Michel, right?
World Heritage Sites. Because as of July 2017, the country has 43 of them, making the country rank at 4th in the world when it comes to UNESCO zones. And within its first year of 1979, they had 4 sites inscribed as UNESCO zones. Now, jumping back to Paris, let's talk about the Eiffel Tower. Now, the tower itself is not actually individually a UNESCO zone, but is part of the Banks of Seine, which classifies as one of these sites. But that doesn't stop it.
I've reacted a long time ago. No, not reacted, sorry. I'm always thinking about reacting. No. That was even before I started making reaction videos. And I watched a documentary on TV about the Eiffel Tower, that they were supposed to dismantle it after it was built, even if it was a huge tourist attraction. So they had to build like some antennas or whatever to make it become like a weather forecast station or something like that, and also a radio station, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was really interesting, you know. I mean, it was just supposed to be for display and then being dismantled, and we still have it today. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
From being the #1 most visited location that you have to pay to get in the entire world. For example, in 2015, the Eiffel Tower had 6.91 million people visit it, and it breaks down to them having roughly 25,000 people a day visit the structure. And besides regular folks like you and me, there's also been a lot of historical people that have visited the Eiffel Tower. And one really famous story about the Eiffel Tower was during World War II, when Hitler came to visit the tower. The French had cut the cables on the lift, so he had to walk all the way to the top, climbing all those stairs. Yeah, that's right. But the city is also home to the Louvre, which is the world's largest art museum. And in 2016, it was ranked as the most visited art museum in the world, with 7.3 million visitors. This museum is located in the Louvre Palace, which was built roughly in the 12th to 13th century. But however, it became a museum by the time of 1793, making it now home to over 39,000 objects from history. Now, Paris is not just a place that has these beautiful locations and buildings and all that stuff. It also sits as capital of the country and is the most...
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I really hope that someone can recommend me some other videos with facts about France, because most of the times when I react to these videos made by Americans, they're always talking about Paris. I mean, nothing wrong about Paris, come on. I've been to Paris twice and I always loved the city, but come on, I mean, You just said that France is such a huge country, like 550,000 kilometers square, and then you're talking only about the capital. Come on, bro. That's so much more.
Populated city, with over 2,229,621 people as of 2015, and the city's urban population sitting at 10,601,122, it is the largest urban area population in all of Europe. As well, it's a major financial center and center for art and sciences. And because of all these things behind it, the Paris region makes up $649.6 billion as of 2014, which at the time that was about 30% of the GDP of France. On top of that, it's not just the largest in all of Europe, but it is the third highest GDP in the entire world. Now let's step away from Paris for a bit because we've actually talked about that quite a bit. Let's talk about France itself. Well, first of all, it's divided up into 13 different regions. Now in France, they actually call them regions instead of states and provinces, and these 13 new regions are actually pretty new.
We do the same in Italy too.
Because before 2016, they actually had 27 regions. Now how about
27, and that was cut down to 13. Wow.
some of the achievements of the country?
Was that?
Well, France has actually contributed a lot to the world. As a matter of fact, we can't even talk about all of them because it'll just fill, well, we'll be talking forever, to be perfectly honest. It'll be like a half
I will watch that, even if you talk forever.
video, and we won't even get to all of them. And to prove how much this country has accomplished, for Nobel Prizes, this country has the fourth highest amount of Nobel Prizes, with 61 Nobel laureates achieved from its scientists. The first one, which was achieved by an engineer who became a poet, Solly Prudhomme, in 1901 for literature, and the most recent was Jean-Pierre Sauvage in 2016 for chemistry. And overall, this country has introduced a lot into the world when it comes to inventions. First of all, they were the first country to ever put license plates on vehicles. And this began in 1901 when vehicles were mandated to have license plates.
This reminds me, I still have to react to some invention videos that was sent to me some time ago.
Plates put on them. And France is also the first country in the world to do a transplant of an artificial heart. This happened at the George's.
That's true. I've always heard that it was Argentina or Uruguay, something like that. I don't know. But in these cases, it might be like the scientist that invented the product or the science. Then it was done in France. I don't know, but I think I might be mistaken, of course. But it was like Argentina or Uruguay, something. Probably Uruguay.
Pompidou Hospital in Paris in 2013, and although this artificial heart may weigh 3 times the amount of a real one,
or it was something divine, I don't know, I always get confused with science.
French surgeons have definitely changed the way healthcare could be perceived in the future. As well, to contribute to science, they also created a perfect way to measure the metric system. So this little object is called Le Grand K, or translated the Big K, which was created in 1879. Now this vacuumized object was the only item at the time that could measure the exact weight of 1 kilogram. And although it's been locked up for many years because moisture and fingertips could make the weight change, the crazy thing is, for some strange reason, the weight of this thing is actually getting less and less as time goes on. So there you have it, guys. What did you guys learn about France, and what are your thoughts about France now? As you now...
And to be honest, I didn't learn that much. That's the sponsor right now.
Like I said, we've been talking about European...
I don't know, I wasn't such a huge fan of these videos. Many times they make better videos, FTD effects. I don't know, it was too... I don't know. Maybe because I knew most of the stuff that were being talked and half of the video was just about Paris, so I didn't really enjoy it. But yeah, sure, come on. Definitely, I would trust you next time to tell me which videos should I check out. Actually, there's a British guy that always make those videos like 101 facts about this country, so maybe I should check out that one. Over 101 facts, probably some will be good. No, we'll see. And in September, I plan to make more live streams so we can react to stuff together. We can engage. I can learn French by speaking to you, maybe visiting some French sites online. Of course, maybe in the future I can travel there. I mean, I don't live too far from France, so that's definitely an option. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this reaction video. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. If you have any more recommendations for other videos that I should check out. I hope you will have a lovely weekend. See you soon.